To the 2021 LIFT program closing ceremony. We're going to open in prayer. We're going to have Miss Crystal Carino open us in prayer.
Let us pray. Dear kind and merciful Father, we'd like to thank you for the opportunity to come together to celebrate this moment. Thank you for bringing us through this journey safely. Continue to be with us and be with the program. Help that it'll be a blessing towards everyone. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Remain standing for the singing of the national anthem and the VM March by Ms. Colleen Liber, Josephine Thomas Lewis, and Ms. Felicia Emmanuel.
Beneath hilltops high, hold out a welcome for one and all. Beneath the sunny skies, hilltops high, hold out a welcome for one and all.
Good morning. You can have your seat. Thank you to Ms. Josephine Thomas-Lewis, Ms. Colleen Liebert, and Ms. Felicia Emmanuel. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 LIFT closing ceremony. The Honorable Albert Bryan Jr., Governor, the Honorable Gary Malloy, Commissioner for the Department of Labor, the Honorable Derek Gabriel, Commissioner for the Department of Public Works, our Assistant Commissioner, Legal Counsel Nisha Christian Hendrickson, and my director, Ms. Shenika Sebastian. So it's my pleasure. For those who don't know me, my name is Kevin Dixon. I serve as the Territorial Youth Coordinator, and it's been a pleasure over the last 8 weeks working with these dynamic young people. I joined the labor team earlier this year. I was actually one of the LIFT interns back in 2013. So it's really given me a great pride to work with these young people to really create a program that is meaningful for them. As we move on, we're going to have Commissioner Malloy to give some remarks.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Governor Bryan, fellow cabinet members, Ms. Carol Bork, honored guest speaker, parents, family, and the employers, and the LIFT interns. Welcome to the final closing ceremony of your summer experience. And I say that kind of enthusiastically, but I say it with, of two minds. I had the opportunity to get a chance to experience the dynamic, the diversity, and your presence in those experiences that you had with the employers. And I'll tell you, I've got nothing but great reviews. So I want to take this opportunity to give you a round of applause. This program could not take place without the hard work of a lot of people. And you've been upfront and got to see Director Shenika Sebastian. Got to recognize you for a tremendous job. You also know Mr. Kevin Dixon, Dr. Kevin Dixon, who again did a tremendous job in terms of making sure that placements and everything was happening the way it should be with this program. But there's a lot of people that happen behind the scenes that you don't know, and I need to make sure that they're noticed. One thing that we pride ourselves on doing, especially this summer, is making sure that not only the experiences were put in place for you, but you were in a safe environment. And one of the things that I've always heard with summer programs in the past, there was always another noise about the fact that summer students are not getting paid on time. So you notice this year you didn't hear that? You notice you didn't hear that? Because you were paid, right? And that is because of the hard work of Director O'Neill at OMB. I have to mention OMB. We got to mention Director Clendenin at the Division of Government Personnel. They made sure that everything was a priority in terms of making sure that this was possible. So again, we need to thank them. We need to thank Property and Procurement, our Commissioner, Anthony Thomas, again, for making sure that everything that we needed was in place as well. So I just needed to make sure that you know that there are a lot of people working behind the scenes. And a special thank you has to go to Governor Bryan, because when we submitted the proposal for the summer, I always have to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's, because the governor was the Commissioner of Labor before I was, so I can't send him anything that's a fluff. So, before I submitted it, I also made sure that I submitted to Commissioner Houston Canacion, because we are in a pandemic, and I wanted to make sure that everything was on the up and up. And so I want to thank Commissioner Usta Encarnacion for giving us the blessing to move forward with the plan that we submitted, and Governor Bryan for making sure that the funding was available to be able to do this program. So without any further ado, I want to thank you all again for the experiences. I'm looking forward to great things from each and every one of you, because the experiences, and those employers have said that they want you back. So again, and we also want to make sure that we did this to make sure that you think very, very hard about coming back to the Virgin Islands to help us in any which way you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Malloy. I just want to say thank you also because, every time I go to Commissioner Malloy's office with an invoice, he always says the young people are the future. So he's been very supportive of us. I mean, as you can see, some of our items up here, he's really been very supportive, so we want to thank you. As we move on, we're going to have an inspirational song by Ms. Colleen Liburd.
Good morning, everyone. The song that I'm going to sing is an old song, Climb Every Mountain. And as you begin your journey in your career, just remember the mountains are there, but you have to climb them to be able to get over, to get to where you want to be in life. So I hope this inspires you. Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every highway, every path you know. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow until you find your dream that will need all the love you can give every day of your life, for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream.
Thank you, Ms. Colleen Liber. Let's give her another round of applause. I'm so excited for the next voice you're going to hear after we introduce her. Now we're going to have the introduction of the keynote speaker by Ms. Zanaya Dedoville, one of our LIFT interns.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janaya Detterville. Today, I have the honor of presenting to you our keynote speaker, Ms. Carol M. Burke. Carol M. Burke is a native Crucian who has chosen to continue to call St. Croix her home. She received a public education until the 6th grade when she transferred to St. Dunstan's Episcopal School. Upon graduation, she attended the University of Miami, where she received her bachelor's degree and graduated with honors. Burke, having a solid appreciation at an early age for politics and the workings of government, applied for and became an LBJ, legislative intern, with the 96th Congress of the United States. Her assignment was with the office of the then Delegate to Congress, Melvin H. Evans, MD. Inspired by her exposure to government, she entered graduate school of public administration at the George Washington University. While in Washington, D.C., she also worked as the executive assistant for the Interstate Conference of Water Problems. Though she was genuinely impressed with the aura of the D.C. metropolitan area, Burke decided to return home to St. Croix in the late 1980s. She pursued a career in government when she began working at the Department of Labor. Burke also became actively involved with the local Democratic Party and was instrumental in revitalizing the Young Democrats. She held various positions at Labor and ultimately served as the Assistant Commissioner for Employment and Training. Burke, realizing that young adults needed increased opportunities in training and development, designed and administered the Labor Investing for Tomorrow internship program, also known as LIFT. She augmented the internship program with the advent of the School to Work initiative called Jobs for Virgin Island Graduates and Unemployment Insurance, Employment Services, and an array of other training programs. In 1997, Burke served as Majority Leader for the 22nd Legislature. During that term, she also served as chairperson of the ad hoc committee on the third extension agreement between Hess Oil and the Venezuelan government. The issue became highly controversial. At the time, she served with 3 other female senators. She was also the prime sponsor of primary legislation directing the government to join the National Tobacco Settlement lawsuit. The lawsuit proceeds provided seed funding for constructing the VI Cardiac Center and the VI Cancer Center. After serving as senator, Burke joined Hovenza LLC as Community and Government Relations Assistant. During that time, she also served as chairwoman of the Water and Power Authority. Among the initiatives spearheaded by Burke were the Hovenza Cup, participation and sponsorship of the Agricultural Fair, and the Christmas Festival. She administered the Stellar Students Award, which honored and recognized the valedictorians and salutatorians of the territory's high schools. Today, Burke is compliance manager at the Public Finance Authority, responsible for monitoring Lime Tree Bay Energy and the rum companies. For 18 years, she served as a national committee woman for the VI Democratic Party. The University of Miami recently recognized her as a UM Trailblazer as one of its first Black graduates. She has 1 son, Darnley, 2 grandsons, Devante and Darnley Nastasio, and her granddaughter, Denijah. Please help me in welcoming Ms. Carol M. Burke.
Thank you, Ms. Detterville. And thank you to the Department of Labor, and in particular, the Commissioner, for requesting that I provide keynote speaker address to this August body. Honorable Albert Bryan, Governor. Honorable Commissioner of Labor Gary Malloy, all other commissioners, honored guests, interns, friends. Good morning. I truly was in awe when I walked through the door because everything just came rushing right back at me from that first day to this day. And I want to say thank you. Thank you to the interns. Let's give them a round of applause again. I am humbled and indeed honored to be here with you this morning, not because of what's happening here at Government House, nor because I was the guest speaker of the event. I am humbled because I was given a chance over 32 years ago to serve this government. I captured the opportunity to design, develop, and implement the Labor Investing for Tomorrow internship program. And here we are today, still going strong. We are strong because of you. My humility is rooted in my own belief then, and more so now, in the potential of every young Virgin Islander. That belief has not been shaken. You are comparable in your dreams and your aspirations, in your ideals and your goals, and in your knowledge and in your reach. Realizing your potential, however, is no easy feat. Our Virgin Islands has always been known as home to most, if not all of you. When you graduated from high school, I know that feeling. You felt that you've achieved what you required by society, by law, and absolutely by your parents. More importantly, it felt so good to know you received a diploma that affirmed that you attended classes, completed reports, sat in all kinds of skills and knowledge tests, and that you were disciplined enough to start something and to finish it. When I talk about LIFT, however, I'm not even talking about Carol Burke. I'm talking about a host of people who've contributed to that path. And let me make it very clear that the reality of this program and its permanency was because of the love and dedication of those who believed in these possibilities and shared in the promise of tomorrow. In the infancy of LIFT, I entrusted the care and development of the program to former LIFT interns, beginning with attorney Gisette Cannigator Thomas, who stepped in and successfully executed all of the features of the program. I am also forever grateful to former Assistant Commissioner Eleuteria Terry Roberts, who until her retirement ensured the permanency of this program. I remember vividly that day when I walked into the then Commissioner of Labor's office, Louis Llanos, to defend and discuss the pilot program for LIFT internship program. Commissioner Llanos was receptive and encouraged my push. Equally, his leadership then shepherded the right conditions to initiate LIFT, and his blessings and commitment never wavered. I was 32 years old then. And when I came home after graduate school and I accepted a position that paid me $19,000. But I was assertive and determined to contribute to the mandates of the department to provide labor-related training and opportunities in specific to employment and training at the Department of Labor. And those opportunities provided programs that were federally and locally funded. And that was my goal, and I fully accepted the mission. And 2 years later, I secured the Assistant Commissioner position. I look to you LIFT's 2021 interns, and I see young, very intelligent high achievers, and I share your vision. But I also listen to you at the mixer, and I feel you. I feel your every concern about the how, why, when, and where should you, can you return to these Virgin Islands. You see, the Department of Labor has proven its expertise in training Virgin Islands residents. The department's track record is clear in its own ability to fund and provide internship for these 32 years. Commissioner of Labor Gary Malloy understands and has demonstrated this commitment because he never skipped a beat. He could have said last year when the pandemic came through, we're not having lift. We're going to forgo lift. We're just not going to do it. But instead, Commissioner Malloy, in his commitment and his team, made sure that lift continued in spite of the pandemic. Let's give Commissioner Malloy a round of applause. And so we're here today. He could have done it again, but we're here today. The undeniable success of the department in this regard and all its other mandates. However, I submit to you that it's not enough to simply exist every year. And truth be told, it would be a shortcoming feat of mine if I didn't see in my own way what else can be done with LIFT. And I kind of shared some of that with you during the mixer. The program's reach can be extended, and its underlying goals should be the impetus for young professionals to come back. If not, our purpose becomes routine and mundane. LIFT must be able to measure by discipline and career path this success. The program can boost itself by collaborating with other entities like the Research and Technology Park, as well as the university. And by the way, speaking of the university, I'm going to also say, because I said it then as well, it's about time we also seek college credits for the internship program, beginning with UVI. To do this, these two things will be absolute return on our own investment. The targeted demand occupations in our revitalized marine industry, our medical and healthcare professions and technicians, to include telemedicine. And finally, I've listened to many of you and your peers talk about working for yourself, how you really would just rather work for yourself. That too is an opportunity for LIFT to provide for you through some kind of workshop, entrepreneur workshops that would involve, how you can access capital and start up your own businesses through banks, through our local banks, the SPDC and the EDA. I also want to commend our good governor because he's been awesome in this regard. We look to our leaders, our elected officials, to address our socioeconomic issues, and that includes job training and job opportunities. Governor Bryan has stepped into that plate in a big way. As a former labor commissioner, he fully understands the dynamics of the labor needs of employers and what must be done to fulfill them. He's advanced a strong agenda for growing our labor force, and in particular, young adults, through work-based learning to funding, education, and training opportunities at the university to get your foot in that door. Equally important, he has been deliberate about hiring young people at all levels of his administration. He continues to be a strong supporter and advocate for LIFT and all youth-related programs. As a matter of fact, the governor has 2 former LIFT interns as members of his cabinet. He has Commissioner Evangelista at the Department of Licensing and Consumers, and Commissioner Designee Bosadie Bruce, who was also a LIFT intern. Let's give our good governor a round of applause for continue showing us the way and leading the way, that he in fact understands and will be there for young people. And before I close, I just want to share with you some suggestions, my own recommendations through my own journey. And I'm going to take 2 things from 48 Laws of Power. It's law number 18, which says, do not build a fortress to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Isolation exposes you to more dangers than it protects you from them. It cuts you off from valuable information. It makes you complicit and an easy target. View the world like a vast Versailles, with every room in communication with another. You need to be permeable, able to float in and out of different circles and mix with different types. That kind of mobility and social contact will protect you from plotters who will be unable to keep secrets from you, and from the enemies who will be unable to isolate you from your allies. And then there's law number 35, master the art of timing. Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control over yourself and over time. Always seem patient, as if you know everything will come to you eventually. Learn to stand back when the time is not yet right, and to strike fiercely when it has reached fruition. Time is an artful concept that we ourselves have created to make limitless of eternity. Time depends on perception, which we know can be willfully altered. This is the first thing to understand in mastering the art of timing. And as I close, I want to talk a little bit about you, our interns, and you, our tomorrow. Tomorrow signifies you, and tomorrow is actually today, the here and the now. Governor Bryan, Commissioner Malloy, the assistant commissioners, we've all sat where you are. We know all too well the challenges that you face. And what has kept us grounded as we navigated our own life's journey is at varying junctures, we identified, varying junctures along the way, somehow, someone looked at us and gave us a chance to catch a break. Today, we know who those people are. More importantly, we remain grateful. We're filled with gratitude. Show gratitude, interns. Show gratitude when you are on the receiving end of kindness. The biggest gratitude, inarguably, should be to your parents or your parent-like role models who sacrifice for you all the time, and reciprocate with kindness to others. Stay dedicated to your profession and chart a steady career path. Sacrifice and lean into your own potentials. Don't wait for your sun to set or for the tide to rise. You go out and ride the wave, ride it in. Be resourceful, and be resourceful. Know who your elected officials are. Know them and agonize them. Be aggressive about it, because truth is, today, if back then we could have ensured that any child, any young adult who wanted a summer job, got a summer job, we could do it now. So it's up to you to organize and activate, become activisms in your own right. Don't let nobody tell you what it is, because you have been educated long enough and you are good for yourself that you could determine what that activism should be and what it should look like, and when and where you should be approaching your elected officials. And as I close, for 20 years, these Virgin Islands boasted a youthful, 20 years ago, I'm sorry, boasted a youthful population. That's currently changed. We're now an aging population. Part of the reason is, over time, our young people chose to stay away. And the other reason, in my humble opinion, is when Hovensa closed in 2012, it depleted a significant amount of our labor force. And with that also went a significant amount of good human resources, well-trained, well-prepared. And there's nothing wrong with starting over. And we're gonna start over. We've been starting over with Governor Bryan at the helm. This should be our ritual and our mandate, okay? Our operational and financial plans should consider you and your future. It makes every sense to invest in you because it secures our future. Stay safe and be strong. We love you, and this is always your home. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Burke, for your words of wisdom. We just want to give you a little token on behalf of the Department of Labor. I want to thank you for your vision over 32 years ago, and because of you, we're still here. So, moving on. So now we're going to turn our attention to the screen. There's a short-lived highlight video just sharing some of the interns' experience.
Hi, my name is Nyan Bansal, and I'm a Lyft intern attending the University of Miami, where I'm currently studying biochemistry and I'm on a pre-medical track.
My name is Jada Romer, a current senior attending the University of Central Florida and actively pursuing a bachelor's of health sciences on the preclinical track.
My name is Ajani Gordon, and I am an electrical engineering major at the Florida Institute of Technology.
My name is Tariq Malloy. My passions are sports, cooking, and clothing design. I'm currently studying sports management and soon to be certified in personal training, corrective exercise, nutrition, strength training, and group training.
I heard of the Lyft program by word of mouth and decided to apply to gain hands-on experience in working in the medical field as well as urgent care system here in Ireland.
I learned about the Lyft program from my family members who told me about the wonderful experience students had in the program.
Working here at the Acute Alternative Medical Group, I've had the opportunity to work alongside physicians and nurses in creating medical reconciliations, looking at the pharmacy aspect, as well as comparing EKG results to patient charts.
I'm currently working with the lovely folks at the Acute Alternative Medical Group, where I'm helping triaging patients and helping physicians in scribing. Before the program, I didn't have any experience in the medical field at all. But the program helped me find those opportunities to work with patients and to shadow under physicians.
I heard about the Lyft program from the Department of Labor when I was interning at Lime Tree 2 years ago. I encountered some lift interns at the facility who motivated me to pursue enrolling when I was qualified. I'm currently working at Lime Tree Bay Terminals in the Mechanical and Reliability Integrity Department on a project involving a substation with my mentor, Tim Franz, who is an electrical engineer.
I heard about Lyft when I was browsing through summer internship programs. I interned at the airport fire station 2 years ago through the Department of Labor. I applied to this program to enhance my internship experience. I'm currently interning at the Buccaneer as a line cook. I have been learning temperatures, plating food, flipping burgers, grilling chicken, baking ribs, grilling salmon, and making crab cakes. The LIFT program has helped me to figure out whether or not I would want to continue my path in life cooking.
I would recommend this program to any students who are looking to expand their career and look for new opportunities.
I highly recommend that all university students who are appearing in their junior and senior year of college apply to this prestigious program, as it's one that will help give you connections and networks not only in the territory, but in other parts of the country. I would like to take this time to thank the Department of Labor for extending this opportunity to not only myself, but to other students who have different nurtures and suits.
The LIFT program has provided me with an opportunity to work in my field of study, along with learning important life lessons. Our community has been blessed with this encouraging program for its youth and provides real-world experiences to students who are serious about their future. My experience at the LIFT program has been phenomenal. It has made me reevaluate my life goals and provide me with the opportunity to strengthen my future success. I am grateful for the inspiring speakers at our weekly events. Thank you, Department of Labor, for providing us with this fantastic opportunity.
Thank you to the Department of Labor for the vision that made these amazing opportunities possible.
And to all the folks at the Department of Labor, thank you.
So now we're going to hear from Mr. Johnny Gordon. He's going to give a brief testimonial about his experience. Johnny worked at Lime Tree Bay Ventures during his opportunity. Help me welcome Johnny Gordon.
Good morning. That was an excellent video highlighting the LIFT program. There was a lot of takes actually in that video, so it was very, very well put. Thank you, camera crew. So this is my presentation on my life as a Lime Tree intern, directed, produced by me. Can we please move forward? Okay, so currently I'm working in the Mechanical and Reliability Integrity Department. And essentially what that is that it's comprised of engineers of different backgrounds, such as instrumentation, electrical, reliability engineers, who all have different sections in the facility to make sure that the facility is running at safety measures and also at the best performance it can be. So when I first came into the program, I was introduced to two individuals who I will be working with for the rest of the program. Their names are Timothy Franz, who is an electrical engineer, and Duffy Chisholm, who is an instrumentation engineer. And on the right, you can see an image which depicts temperature gauges. So those are things that you can see in a facility. We've seen them, me and my colleague, Chris Joseph. And they taught us how the temperatures are being measured in boiler units, so that if the temperature is too high, they relay those data to the control room, and then they can work with what they have to make sure that they can maintain that level and not cause any casualties or catastrophe. So the purpose. So Lime Tree is solely responsible for the productivity of its production, and with that comes, great power, quote unquote electricity. So in my department, we work with the powerhouse, And the powerhouse is essentially like a mini WAPA, where they can produce their own electricity, their own power, and they can use that power to operate their machinery and undergo different aspects of the facility where they don't encounter any issues. So there are 2 gas turbines that are currently up and running at Lime Tree Bay, gas turbines 7 and 8, and they are essentially, they're jet engines from General Electric, and those 2 gas turbines are the sole purpose and power production of the facility. Unfortunately, after recent news, Lime Tree is closing, unfortunately. So right now we are working towards shutting down the power plant safely and making sure that there are no excess, like oil or anything that could be stagnant for years to come, depending on how or when Lime Tree opens again. So it's like magic. So what we do is that sometimes we stay in the office, sometimes we go out in the field to undergo our operations. For instance, in the beginning phases of my internship, we had to learn a lot about what the job actually is. Since I'm working with an electrical engineer, I have to learn how much voltage we're dealing with, how much power is being distributed throughout the facility on a daily, what happens when that goes down. So just to give you a few numbers, Lime Tree usually works with 34,500 voltage, and that is being powered throughout the facility. And there's different substations that we use to step down that voltage if need be. So if there's a boiler unit that requires a certain amount of voltage, we can carry that voltage to a transformer that steps down to, say, 13,800 volts, which powers the boiler unit. So I was issued a substation project called Substation 45 Project. And essentially what happened was, over the years, there is a bus bar system, which essentially is, it's in a substation, and there's different systems where there's like breakers and starters, and there's schematics that lead and show you where, how the power is being transferred. And over the years, moisture got caught into the barrel connectors, which are in the substation, and that caused high arcing, and eventually the cords of the bus bar burnt up, causing gas to leak out, cause relays to spike up and alert the people, saying that there's a severe issue. And my purpose was to contact those people who are in charge of those systems and make sure that I can find a pricing and an opportunity for that when the facility does come back, we can repair that substation and get it running to its best performance. Okay, so there's a lot of things I didn't mention in the PowerPoint that I just want to say that, during the program, I've had the ability to reflect and learn from people who are older than me, who are wiser than me, who have spent many years in my field. And Ms. Burke is, when Ms. Burke spoke, she was saying that, they care about us and that, we are the future. So there was many times where I encountered those wise words. For instance, when Lyft came to Lime Tree for a update on how we were doing, one thing that stuck out to me was when Vice President Jeff Charles, he got up and he spoke and he said, we care for you. And he said my name. And for some reason, I hear it so often, like, people care for me, they want me to succeed. But after that, every day, that just was in my head, like, we care for you, you were going to be successful. And those words were really, really heartwarming and impactful. And it gave me a different mindset for when I wake up in the morning, I have like that vision of being successful. It's not something I have to think about, it's just an unconscious thing that happens on a daily basis. I could say even the people next to me, every morning, when I walk into the office, my neighbor, Lamar, he's He's always on the phone, but every time he gets off the phone, he walks by because there's a glass in my room. He walks by, he looks at the glass, he sees me and my colleague, and he opens the door and he's like, "What's the word of the day?" And me and Chris have to come up with like a quote, like a empowering quote. So I would say Malcolm X. He said, stand up for what you believe in, or you would fall for everything." And every day, like, we would come up with different quotes, and those things, they trigger like a response in your brain to make you. It kind of trains your brain to think of positive and optimistic things. So, it wasn't just a way to learn my field. It was a way to learn about myself and to develop and grow as a person. I have so many stories. I don't know if. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you, Johnny. Next, we're gonna have Miss Milana Graham. She worked at the Department of Planning and Natural Resources during her time.
A pleasant good morning to all. In the winter of 2020, it was official that COVID-19 had overstayed its welcome. And as we've all seen, the inconsiderate virus shifted literally everything. My list of summer research possibilities went from this to this. Funding was lost, so the spaces were cut by a fraction. Many places canceled their programs altogether, and the prospects of me finding summer experience towards my career dwindled. As the success stories of my peers at Oakwood University who got into internships popped in every day, I celebrated with them, unsure of what I'd be doing. The LIFT program has been a blessing directly from God for me. My time at DPNR has been an eye-opening, reassuring experience. I've had the honor of working with the Division of Coastal Zone Management and the Division of Fish and Wildlife. And being the woman of science that I am, I soaked in the wealth of information they provided me. And I am proud to report that I am well saturated. I've been up and down, under, and sometimes even off the main island of St. Croix, learning more about the ecology of my island and the role of biology in the Virgin Islands. Activities included surveying for BPMs for the watershed plans, snorkeling alongside the beaches of Frederiksted to remove trash from our shores, nighttime snake hunting, St. Croix ground lizard surveying, turtle watches, ground-dwelling arthropod pitfall trapping, and lots of scientific reading. I've learned a lot about the work done to keep our paradise in its place. I've had the opportunity to analyze data of shells and materials such as coral, conch, whelks, rocks, sand, sea glass, and more that are packed away into suitcases in hopes of taking them back to their various homes. While I could see why, because come on, who doesn't want a piece of our island? These shells and materials are habitats and what makes our marine ecosystem for our wildlife. A total of 3,900 kilograms were seized over a 10-year period. That's a lot. It is a good thing that there are people such as the Customs and Border Patrol, Division of Fish and Wildlife, and the Division of Environmental Enforcement to retain our treasures. It is a good thing that there are people who care about our animals, such as Ameiva polyps, the St. Croix ground lizard that was extirpated from our island. Efforts are presently being made to restore them here on St. Croix. It is a good thing that there are people who are here to make sure that large machines and other threats don't uproot anything within 50 feet of our shorelines. It is a good thing that there are people who keep track of what and how many fish are caught on a weekly basis. I am at peace knowing that there are people who work every day to protect, maintain, and manage the natural and cultural resources of our Virgin Islands. And I now know in my heart that this too is my calling. I want to thank the LIFT program for reminding me that when the world is in turmoil, my home, the Virgin Islands, has my back. Thank you so much to everyone who has contributed to my experience, and for my supervisors at the Division of Fish and Wildlife, Ms. Nicole, Anjuli, and Mr. Sean Kelly. And thank you once again to the LIFT program. Thank you.
Thank you, Milana. So we wanted also to get the perspective of some employers. We asked some employers to give brief remarks about their experience with the interns. So we have Mr. Haldor Farquhar from the Department of Public Works.
A pleasant good morning, everyone. All right, protocols already being established. I would like to start off by saying how honored I am to speak before you, and as to let in a little secret to the interns, that you are the envy in this room. I say that because if anyone here who has so much as a patch of gray hair, if they can go back in time and you ask them what time period they want to go back to, they would choose your specific age group. Why? Because we know that if with that knowledge, especially if we take that knowledge with us, the amount of things that we can do with it. You are at a pivotal point in your life. And in so doing, we're excited for the possibilities that is in each and every one of you. Now, along with that, I have a secret also to let you guys know that I too was once an intern. So for me, this is, thank you. So for me, this is what you can consider to be full circle for me. And with the ability now to be as a mentor, as I was mentored, I would like to say that it's been a pleasure working with the 3 interns that have been under my stead, which is in order of how they came to me, Mr. Paris, Ms. Ditterville, and Ms. Goodwin. It is wonderful seeing how they collaborate, especially when they go out and they do reports. You know, it really reinvigorates you. It brings you back that passion that you once had. And in so doing, I just want to let you guys know that it's been an honor working with you. And also, even though I may not know where each and every one of you, your lives may lead, I know this much. As long as you go with God, you will be in good hands. And just I want to thank you once again for this opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Miss Erica Parson, from Lime Tree. They actually had about 18 of our students, 9 LIFT students in total. 8 LIFT students in total. So, but they were, really a good partner with us. They actually paid half of the students' stipend during the time, so we really appreciate them. Erica Parson.
Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to congratulate all of the LIFT interns here today for a successful summer and a job well done. Congratulations to you all. And of course, congratulations to your parents and your various support systems who've helped to bring you so far. My name is Erica Parsons. I'm the Stakeholder Relations Specialist for Lime Tree Bay, and I have the pleasure of managing our student programs. Since Lime Tree's terminal operations began, we have partnered with the Department of Labor every year to provide students with the opportunity to gain meaningful work experiences, both through the department's LIFT, Labor Investing for Tomorrow programs, and its Summer Youth Work Experience programs. And every year, thanks to the Department of Labor, we get students eager to learn and students who are willing to work. This year, the refinery and terminal hosted 18 interns, as Dr. Dixon told you. 8 of them were LIFT interns. Some of this island's very best and brightest students. And yes, I know that sounds cliche, but it is actually true. For the short time that the students worked with us, they each made a significant impact in the areas that they worked. And I know you guys heard from Ajani earlier, but they worked in environmental, Ms. Jayampress Gillard, Jayampress, there you are. We had them working in IT, information technology. We've got Jason Saldano, wave, and George Millar Jr. Where am I? Information management and document control, Benaya Francis. Benaya, I know you're over there somewhere. Marine, Alec Quippers, he's part of the Marine program, so he had to go back to school. We had Delva Daniel in procurement, and then of course, Ajani and Chris in mechanical and reliability integrity. So thank you all for your contributions. And isn't that what LIFT is about? Providing those valuable and early on-the-job experiences in professional fields that our young people can take with them and build upon as they begin to navigate their career paths. So, well, in doing so, we are investing in our own future when we invest in these students. I personally got to know each and every one of our interns starting from the interview process. And these young men and women have some very impressive accomplishments behind their names. So let's continue to invest in our youth. I am excited to see where these young men and women will actually go in just a few short years. Lime Tree continues to partner with the Department of Labor because we want to do our part to develop and offer the programs that would cultivate our VI talent pool, as you heard Ms. Burke talk about. And we want to continuously build on that workforce for our future. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Lime Tree's HR team under the leadership of Tara Graham Hodge, who is our Director of Human Resources, Training and Government Affairs, and also our supervisors who were willing to participate in this program. Special thanks to Brian Dorr, also sitting back there, who worked side by side with me to manage the employment process of our interns from the interview part to the hiring part. Finally, I would like to thank the amazing team at the Department of Labor under Director, of course, under Commissioner Malloy, of course, and under Director Shanika Sebastian and Dr. Kevin Dixon, who helped us throughout this entire process. They were extremely helpful, and they kept our youth engaged and inspired through their weekly events. I would like to challenge all employers to contact the Department of Labor to get involved. That's my charge. Find out what programs that they have, whether it's year-round or summer, and support these initiatives. By making an investment in our youth, we ultimately invest in our future. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Parson. We have one more employer. I'm not sure if she's here. Ms. Kim Jerome. Okay, so moving on. So I'm going to ask Governor Bryan to join us, Commissioner Malloy, our Assistant Commissioner Legal Counsel to join us, and Director Sebastian as we present the certificates to the students. So first, we have Kaya Williams. Kaya worked with the judiciary of the Virgin Islands. Kadisha Shoemaker. Khadijah. He was just there. Khadija O'Neill. Khadija worked at the Department of Human Services. Malana Graham. Malana worked at DPNR. Christopher Joseph. Christopher worked at Lime Tree Bay. Benaya Francis. Benaya also worked at Lime Tree Bay. Johnny Gordon. Nafisa King. Nafisa worked at the Wong F. Louis Hospital in the lab. Tariq Malloy. Tariq worked at the Buccaneer. Zanaya Dedeville. Zanaya works at Department of Public Works. Oh, sorry. But Zanaya works at Department of Health. Shani Isaac. Shani worked at the Division of Personnel. George Miller Jr. George worked at Lime Tree. Ira Francis Jr. Ira worked with the judiciary of the Virgin Islands. Crystal Carino. Crystal worked at the University of the Virgin Islands with F-score. Delva Danielle. Delva worked at Lime Tree. Jason Saldano Jr. Jason worked at Lime Tree also. Izani Detterville. Izani works at the Department of Public Works. Ja Empress Gillard. Ja Empress worked with Lime Tree also. Jelena Viale. Jelena worked at the Wong F. Louis Hospital. Karen Reynolds. Karen worked with the Vibe radio station. Jenny Smalls. Jenny's worked with the Department of Human Services. Joshua Paris. Joshua worked with the Department of Public Works.
I see you clapping out loud.
We also want to thank our supervisors. So we're going to call them up quickly. Sean Kelly, Department of Planning and Natural Resources. Roxanne Serrano, Judiciary of the Virgin Islands. Erica Parson, Lime Tree Bay Ventures. Cheryl Clark, Judiciary of the Virgin Islands.
You look like you get taller.
Brian Dorr, Lime Tree Bay Ventures. Julene Chapman Dorset. From the University of the Virgin Islands. Jasmine Roberts, St. Croix Animal Welfare Center. Natasha Modest, Judiciary of the Virgin Islands. Nicole Angeline, Department of Planning and Natural Resources. Natalie Pickering, Judiciary of the Virgin Islands. Commissioner Derek Gabriel, Department of Public Works. Sheldon Turnbull, the Vibe radio station. Miss Lydia Rivera, Department of Public Works. Miss Avril George, Department of Public Works.
Can I get this autograph?
Mr. Farquhar, Department of Public Works. So that's the end of our presentation of certificates. I want to give everyone another round of applause. Yeah. So throughout this program, we had to find creative ways to keep the interns engaged since we weren't meeting in person. So we did an elevator pitch video competition. And so, students were told about the importance of having an elevator pitch, meeting with individuals. And so, based on the committee, we're going to reveal the winner right now.
Wow, this elevator is nice.
Yes, Barbara. Cancel my meeting for 5 p.m. Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing just fine.
That's good to hear.
Oh my gosh, is that the CEO? And all I can say is, hi, how are you? Don't just stand there. Say something.
Okay, alright.
Excuse me?
Sorry. Hi, I'm Johnny Gordon. I'm an electrical engineering major at the Florida Institute of Technology. And I'm one of the select candidates of the LIFT program.
Oh, the LIFT program.
That's right, ma'am. I've been fortunate enough to be placed with engineers at Lime Tree Bay Terminals. We are currently working on a project to repair a substation in the plant.
Oh, yes, Substation 45, right?
Yes, ma'am. The LIFT program has provided me with communication and team building skills so that I can work with my peers to efficiently tackle this task. Aside from that, I am refining my engineering principles so that I can be a stronger candidate in my field. Do you mind if I show you my resume?
I would love to see your resume.
Excellent. Ma'am, I realize that the refinery is under heavy maintenance, and I think I can provide an impactful change in the recovery of its operations. I have some experience with understanding schematics and transformers, and I think I'm the right fit for this facility.
I'm currently on my lunch break. Take a walk with me, Mr. Gordon.
My pleasure. Oh, this is our floor.
So we want to, congratulations to Johnny. We want to award you with a gift.
All right, so that video was a hassle to get through because I basically had a vision and I had to pull my sister into it. You know, she was sleeping and I had to put a wig on her head, and it was a very memorable moment, a very exciting moment, and yeah, I could thank the LIFT program for that because it made this opportunity for me to not only bond with my sister on this funny video, but also learn about elevator pitches and how important it is. So thank you.
Thank you, Ajani. So now we'll have my director of Youth and Apprenticeship, Ms. Shanika Sebastian, to just say some remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Dixon. I just want to start off by saying every year I'm inspired by the level of students that complete this program, and this year is no different. So I want to start by saying congratulations to all the interns who completed. Give yourself a big round of applause. I don't have much to say because I think the program spoke for itself. The video we did, the presentation from the students, presentation from the supervisors, that's what we want the program to be about. We want the program to speak for itself. When Dr. Dixon came on earlier this year, I tasked him with, I said, Kevin, we work hard in the background, but we don't want to come forth and say, this is what the program do, this is how successful the program is. We want them to see how successful the program is. We want the program to speak for itself. And Dr. Dixon did an awesome job with his vision and commitment. So let's thank Dr. Dixon. Special thanks to Office of the Commissioner, Eugenie Williams, Office of the Governor, Department of Labor, or HR, Department of Labor, or youth team. We can't do it without the team behind of us. Division of Personnel, Office of Management and Budget, keynote speaker, Carol Burke. Thank you for founding the program. Without you, I would not be here today preaching all the success. Media One, we talked about the vision, but they help us put it all together. So definitely thank you, Media One. Colleen Liburn, our Commissioner Richard Evangelista, Senator Genevieve Whitaker, Charlotte Turnbull, Ms. Lord, John Steele, and Scott Lilly. So thank you again. We definitely want to thank our supervisors, who are more than supervisors. They tend to be mentors to our students and ensure the success of our program. So thank you again.
Thank you, Director. So now we're going to have remarks by the Honorable Albert Bryan Jr. Please stand and welcome him to the podium.
Good morning, everybody. Please be seated. You know, I always speak last, and it's hard. Don't forget my manners. Good morning, Honorable Commissioner Gary Malloy, second best labor commissioner ever. Good morning, LIFT students and everybody else here. I always speak last, and when I come on, there's like so much to say. You know, I really love my job, right? But let me tell you, there are days when this job is really tough. This week is no different. I keep waiting for it to slow down, but this train don't got no brakes. But coming in here today, I could say you guys really made my day, made my week. I just give yourself a round of applause. You know, as a parent, like I know most of your parents and stuff, they're in my peer group. And as a parent living in the Virgin Islands, I have 2 girls and a lot more children because everybody else's children became my children and all their friends and everybody. But they're all girls, you know. Rarely do I get to adopt a boy. But raising them in the Virgin Islands, I realized how lucky they were to be born into a family with 2 college-educated parents who had good jobs and could do things. And all the things that we used to take them and experience them, it's like one of my favorite things was summer, so I would take them and show them, whether it's Disneyland or a new city, new art exhibits, whatever. Even locally, taking them on excursions. It was always like really exciting for me to be a part of their grooming and their growing. And at a very young age, I was taking Aaliyah, we were on a golf course one day, and I realized she didn't know a lot of things about plants and the Virgin Islands and everything. And it started to make me think about like all the students and all the children in the Virgin Islands that don't have that opportunity. And how do we bring it to them? Like, so I got really interested in supporting youth, and I get dinged a lot by my senior supporters who say, everything ain't about the young people, you know, we have older people here too. But I really, really support young people because I know how hard it is. Because I sat there, like some of our guest speakers, how hard it is to get ahead and how hard it is in the Virgin Islands. You know, I woke up this morning, y'all know I live here, right? So, like, y'all in my house. You like my living room? But living here is a story I want to tell you today about where we're going and what you need to do, right? Because think about the word adaptability. It's been a piece of us for the last year and a half. Tremendous adaptability. And we've been able to do that because, you know, we're able to make great change quickly and make decisions quickly. This place was built in 1747. Think about that. That's 264 years ago. Think about how this building had to change, because they had no electricity in, what did I say, 1741? This 264 years ago, they didn't have like these bulbs in here. I mean, all they had were lamps. There was no internet. There were no refrigerators. So think about the massive amount of change this building has seen. It's seen at least 20 pandemics. This is of no different. It's seen tsunamis, hurricanes, floods, and it's still here. And living here, I think, reminds me every day, number one, of how majestic it is to be a Virgin Islander. Like when you walk these halls and you see how nice it is, this is how every government building should look. And I keep trying to do the things to make the yard look like beautiful and everything around the bathrooms, but it costs a lot of money. And people don't like when the governor spends money on the building, but when you walk into the building, you should say, wow. You should be able to say, wow, I'm proud to be a Virgin Islander, this is our place. Because that's important to our legacy, which is you. The ability of Virgin Islanders to be resilient over long periods of time. This building is older than America. Christians said it's one of the oldest cities in the Western Hemisphere. We have a legacy of such resilience and pride here that we don't think about it. So when we stand in here today, and as I talk to the Jumbidem that live in here in the night, I always know I'm doing good because I sleep well. It gives you a sense of real pride to know that we will continue to go. The hurdles that we had to cross across all those years, we did it. Nowadays it's easy, right? We don't have to go look for food. We got grocery stores full of food. We got water flowing abundantly. We got, you know, whether it rain or not, we got WAPA when it's working. We got electricity, we got internet, we got the support of the American government bringing tremendous amounts of resources in here. For 100,000 people, we've secured over $1 billion in aid in one single year. And we continue to strive and go through. Now is an incredible time for us because we're rebuilding an entire framework of the Virgin Islands, the schools, the roads, the docks, the marine ports, new sports and fitness centers, new hospitals, new clinics, new whatever you name it, we're building it new. Sport fields. I could go on and on. But you're involved in that. But you're not involved in it. You're not paying attention. Because when I read the report for what Virgin Islanders want for the next 20 years, I'm not seeing what you want. So I know that agriculture is not your top priority, but it is of the Virgin Islands. There's a deafening silence among our youth to talk about what the place will be. You see, you got 2 roles to play, maybe 3, but one of those roles are in your professional and family career and what you do, but you also have a role to play as the leadership of the Virgin Islands. And I don't mean as a senator or a governor. Maybe some of you might be. Mr. Gordon certainly seems to have an affinity for the mic. That's a good thing. He's good at it. But there's a role for you to play in wherever you go. There's a role in Lime Tree. You know, I remember when I used to be sometimes in management places and private sector, I was the only Virgin Islander at the executive table and the only face of color. That's an important role. I remember being as a young person, organizing Generation Now as a community action committee, being able to get Virgin Islanders to pay attention to what's going on politically, giving scholarships to other Virgin Islanders, and helping people understand that this is our legacy. And it works. Believe me, 20 years ago, we started a conspiracy to control the government. Guess what? We're doing it. We started a conspiracy to make sure that we make the government for the people and that we employ Virgin Islanders and not only look out for the people who we know, but for the generations to come and to make sure that for once it's a fair playing field and that you get the opportunity to participate, no matter what your name is, Gordon, Brian, or maybe VLA. It doesn't worry, bro. It doesn't matter. That you have an even playing field, that what you work on and how you work counts to where you're going, that you would never be dispossessed in your homeland because of your political opinion or where you want to go. That's what we're doing for you, because we had to fight through that to get here. Today, I want to promise you that we have a bright future, and you need to talk about it. You need to recognize that there is so much opportunity in your homeland while there's experience and other things that's going to go on other places. What counts is here. The future of the Virgin Islands depends on our adaptability. In your generation, incredible change has come because there are all kinds of disrupting how we do hotels, how we do transportation, how we buy products. You have to lead and make people understand that we can't go back to how it was, that the future is about technology and about being able to think and operate. You are not only the leaders and in the fine population of only 17% of Virgin Islanders who graduate from college, but you're the cream of that crop. Yeah, you didn't come in here by accident. You had to be selected. You participated in this program. The same power and zeal that you got and you put into the jobs that you did today, I want you to continue that. I want you to believe that no one can dim your light and that you have opportunity here. And as we move forward, there are far more opportunities than there are challenges. And in that you lead the charge and don't let people tell you that you won't make it, you can't do it, they only pick these people. That's just what the cows tell the chickens and everybody else on the, is it fish fillet? What's the name of that? Chick-fil-A. The cows always tell people to eat more chicken. Just like people here tell people, there's no opportunity. It's the same psych. See, Dr. Dixon, I know him when he was a student. Look at him now. I want to thank a lot of people today, the Department of Labor, Carol, Ms. Burke. As I've known her, we honored her when she was there too. You know the one thing Gary did that I couldn't do as Labor Commissioner? I got to big him up. He got Shenika to take charge. I was like, you've been asking her for like 20 years. And you see what happens when she gets in charge? I want to thank you for coming home and sharing some of this. I'm so inspired by you guys today that I'm going to put up another $500,000 to make the LIFT program go through the year. Yeah. I also want to thank the employers for what you do. I love when Gordon said, you know, people like care, like, yes, we care. We have children too. And if we don't have children, we got cousin and nephew and niece and thing. We want to see how do good. We do. We're so proud. And I bursting with pride today. Because so much times we emphasize what's not going right. Well, the LIFT program is going fantastic, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Thank you for coming in my house today. Don't be a stranger. My email is albert.bryan@voi.gov. Yeah, that's it. It's easy. I'm easy to find. You know where I live. Knock on the door. Use us, like Carol said. Use us. I mean, even if you don't agree with me, that's fine. We could debate. I love people who don't disagree with me. Who disagree with me. I love them the most because you learn the most from people who disagree with you and challenge you at all times to make you better. So thank you. I love you. You guys have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Governor Bryan. As we've come to the end of the program, we're going to ask you to stand for our closing prayer by Mr. George Miller, Jr.
Good, is it afternoon yet? It is. Good afternoon, everybody. Before I pray, I want to say a special gratitude to the Department of Labor because after these past couple of weeks, I now know for a fact that the career field that I'm in is one I want to be in for the rest of my life. So thank you guys very much for that. But all right, let us pray. Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us here together for such a special occasion. We thank you for all your many blessings upon us, O God. We pray that as we continue to move forward, O God, that the experience, that all the lessons that we learn these past couple of weeks, that we would use it to our benefit, we'll continue to grow upon it, O God, and that you would help us to use these experiences to go to the very next level and help somebody else who may want to be where we are, O God. Continue to touch the Department of Labor and their team. We pray that you give them the guidance and the vision to continue making the program better than it is right now, O God, so that more people will get the same opportunities. We pray that you take us home to our various homes in safety, and give us a blessed day. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Thank you all for coming. Please enjoy the refreshments.